On this week's episode of Make It with Calvin, we're talking about this thing, the Chick-fil-A Nugz Caddy. Because let's face it, that's just awesome, right? You know it's awesome. So before you guys think I totally fell off my, paint bucket stool here and hit my head and thought this was a great idea, this actually started out as a joke with a friend that I should totally make a little Chick-fil-A caddy, and then it kind of just got a life of its own. The reason why this one is the Tallman Tea Glaze Aqua Color, courtesy of Mr. Carroll Science on Twitter. He's my friend who is ridiculously addicted to Chick-fil-A, who will currently remain unnamed until she probably comments in the comments and reveals her identity. She likes turquoise according to her other friends, so this was the closest that we could find. Now, the design of this is relatively simple. We have the classic Make It with Calvin O-ring handles up here. These are critical. Make sure you don't drop the thing and lose your nugs or strips. That'd be really sad. The middle, obviously, is what will hold your nugs or strips. And then on the side is 4 sauce packet holders, so you can just slip your glorious sauce in there, because Chick-fil-A is not stingy with their sauce packets, and if you ask them for 4, they give you 4 with a smile, unlike other fast food chains, but that's a whole nother story. So that's the overall design of this. Also on the bottom, I've made holes so I can put some non-skid feet on there, or at least offer a little bit of traction, and also make sure that if you set this down on grandma's antique table, you're not going to scratch it up, because that'd be really sad as well. Now, because my Ultimaker 2 is sadly not big enough to print this as one piece, I broke this up into 3 pieces. Obviously, the handles and the arms are their own prints. We'll get to that in a little bit. But I designed the 2 sauce carriers on the end to be their own prints. And then I designed the actual Nugz carry area in the middle as its own print. To join the prints together for alignment reasons, I put 3 dowel pin holes on both sides, so I could just take some 1/8" dowel pins, stick them in there, and hold it in. This has not been glued yet. I'm going to do that on camera in a little bit. But already it's holding in there okay with the pins, and the alignment's really good, but it's definitely not strong enough to be held without some kind of glue. In my case, I'm just going to use some of this Super Glue brand 5-minute epoxy gel, which I know I'm holding upside down, but who cares? The arms are the same story. They're a multi-piece print. You have the 2 arm components, and then you have the handle in the middle. Also, the advantage to this is, should you choose to make one of these in the Chick-fil-A theme colors, you can totally do so, other than the O-rings, which I've yet to find white ones. I think I found reddish ones, but whatever. You can kind of customize it and go from there. And yes, if you're wondering, I will have the link to where you can purchase this model, should you choose to do so. I'm also going to have a version which is the solid 1-piece body, and then the 3-piece body like this one. Jimmy from Jimmy Shaw's Tidbits was cool, and he actually went ahead and printed this up in 1 piece for the body on his G-Tech A30, because the thing has a massive build volume, and I believe AMZ 3D PETG. And like I said, this is Tallman Tea Glaze Aqua that was donated to me, which was really nice. Thank you, Mr. Carroll Science, again. You're awesome. I need to find out your address so I can send you a care pack. Now, when it came to printing this, it was pretty simple. I used the BuildTack PEI sheet, and I stuck it on the other side of my flex plate, so I have BuildTack on one side and PEI on the other, which is a good idea in theory, except for the fact that the heat transfer is pretty crappy at that point, because the heat has to try and go through the BuildTack, then go through the metal to get to the PEI. So I found I had to crank the bed temp up really high to about 80 degrees Celsius to get it reading about 50 degrees on the actual print surface. So the main body part is slightly curled on the ends. That's just the sad fact of printing with PETG. It does like to warp a little bit, and then the fact that the bed wasn't as warm as I thought it was didn't help. But overall, I don't think it affected the structural integrity of this, and the reality is it's not a crazy structurally integral item either, so I'm not too worried about it. Now I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to go ahead and glue this bad boy up, and then hopefully give it a test drive this weekend, getting me some awesome nugs and chicken strips over at the non-local Chick-fil-A, sadly. So I hope you guys enjoyed this slightly goofy episode of Make It with Calvin, and I really hope my friend will enjoy this wonderful half white elephant gift, half completely practical print. Hope you enjoy it. See you guys next time here on Make It with Calvin.